The vast, echoing halls of Orlanus Prime's diplomatic station were crowded with delegates from countless star systems, all convened for the Galactic Summit. Amidst the buzz of interspecies diplomacy, a small, beleaguered group of Marns stood out, their silvery skin and delicate frames making them seem almost ethereal against the harsh, metallic backdrop of the station. Captain Marcus Reed, the human representative, adjusted his uniform as he observed the Marn delegation from across the room. Their plight was well known. Their homeworld had fallen to the vorak, leaving them desperate for asylum. "Look at them, Marcus. No one's stepping up," Lieutenant James Carlson, Marcus's second-in-command, noted with a sigh. They stood at the edge of the room, their presence slightly apart from the more intertwined groups of chatting delegates. "They need help, James. Real help," Marcus replied, his voice tinged with frustration. "It's like everyone's just turned a blind eye." The Marn, sensing interest, approached Marcus and James. The Marn spokesman, a gentle being named Lon, bowed slightly, his voice soft but carrying an urgent undertone. "Captain Reed, we've heard of humanity's growth and strength. Could Earth be a sanctuary for us?" Marcus looked around, noting the lack of interest from other delegates. "Why haven't the others offered you asylum?" Lon's gaze fell to the floor. "They fear the vorak might target them next. Our presence brings risk, they say." James clenched his fists. "That's cowardice, not diplomacy." Marcus nodded in agreement, then turned back to Lon. "Humanity isn't known for backing down from a challenge. Let me speak with my superiors, but I believe we can offer you refuge." Gratitude flickered across Lon's face. "Thank you, Captain Reed. We have much to offer in return. Our knowledge of agriculture and medicine is advanced." As Marcus and James navigated through the crowd to make their case to the Earth Council via comlink, another human delegate, Dr. Eric Sullivan, an expert in xenobiology, joined them. "I couldn't help it over here. Bringing the Marn to Earth could be mutually beneficial. Their technology could advance our own by decades." Marcus nodded, appreciative of the support. "Exactly my thought, Eric. Their need for refuge can be our gain in knowledge and growth. It's a win-win if the Council sees the potential." James updated them after a brief conversation on his communicator. "The Council is cautious but interested. They've agreed to a trial integration, provided we can ensure Earth's safety from the vorak threat." Marcus turned to Lon, who had been waiting with palpable anxiety. "Lon, Earth will offer you asylum. We'll need to work closely together to integrate your people and make use of your technologies. It won't be easy, and there will be resistance, but we're willing to take that step, if you are." Lon's relief was evident. "We are more than willing, Captain Reed. We are ready to follow your lead." The chapter closes as Marcus, James, and Eric lead Lon and his delegation to their quarters, discussing the logistics of their arrival on Earth. The human delegates are cautiously optimistic, aware of the challenges ahead, but motivated by the potential benefits. They understand that the decision carries risks, especially of attracting vorak aggression. But Marcus is determined to show that humanity stands for what is right, even when the universe shows indifference. The meeting room on Orlanus Prime was stark and utilitarian, a contrast to the ornate diplomacy that often filled its walls. Marcus, James, and Eric, along with several other human delegates, gathered around a holographic projector that displayed the Earth and a series of potential settlement sites for the Marn. "Gentlemen, we need a strategy that integrates the Marn without sparking panic or resistance from our own people," Marcus started, his eyes scanning the room for input. "They need more than just a place to live. They need a community, support, understanding." Dr. Sullivan nodded, tapping on the tablet in front of him. "Their agricultural technology could revolutionize our food production, especially in areas hit hard by climate change. We could start there, offering them a chance to contribute immediately, which might help their acceptance." James leaned forward, pointing at a spot on the map. "What about the agricultural belts in the Midwest? Plenty of space, and the communities there might welcome the economic boost. Plus, it's far enough from major urban centers to minimize friction," Eric added, "and their medical knowledge could be invaluable. I suggest setting up a joint research facility. It would be a tangible benefit to hosting them, showing that their presence here is a boon, not a burden." Marcus listened, his mind racing through the logistics. "All right, let's draft a proposal for the Council. We'll include the establishment of the Marn Agricultural Initiative and the Biomedical Exchange Program. We need to highlight not just the humanitarian aspect, but the mutual benefits." The discussion shifted towards security. can't ignore the threat the vorak pose, Marcus stated grimly. If they pursued the Marn to Earth, we need to be prepared. Lieutenant Carlson, who had been reviewing tactical data, chimed in. I'll coordinate with defense. We'll need to enhance our orbital monitoring and maybe consider an increase in patrols along our outer sectors. The meeting ended with tasks assigned and a sense of purpose. Each member of the team had their orders, ready to advocate for and implement the integration of the Marn into human society. Later, Marcus found himself on a communication link with Lon, who was aboard his ship orbiting the station. Lon, we're setting things in motion. How are your people holding up? Lon's voice was weary but hopeful. We are anxious, Captain Reed. Your planet will be a new world for us, but your plans sound promising. We are grateful. Marcus reassured him. We'll do this right, Lon. It's not just about giving you a place to stay. We want you to feel at home, to be part of our community. As the call ended, Marcus looked out the viewport at the stars. Earth was just a small dot among many, but for the Marn, it represented a new beginning. For humanity, it was a chance to rise to an occasion, to show the galaxy that their capacity for war was matched by their capacity for compassion. The preparations continued, with humanity poised to extend a hand in friendship to a race that had lost everything. The Earth Council would soon meet to finalize the plans, and Marcus knew the world's eyes would be on them, watching what many still considered the galaxy's underdogs take a bold step toward galactic unity. The vast open fields of the American Midwest were selected as the landing site for the Marn. This area, known for its sprawling agricultural land, was considered the perfect setting for a gentle integration of the alien refugees into Earth's environment. As the sun rose, casting long shadows over the freshly tilled soil, a group of key human figures, including Captain Marcus Reed, Lieutenant James Carlson, and Dr. Eric Sullivan, stood awaiting the arrival. The air buzzed with a mixture of excitement and unease. Nearby, media crews set up their equipment, ready to broadcast this historic moment worldwide, while security personnel maintained a vigilant perimeter. Think they'll find Earth to their liking? James mused, scanning the skies. Marcus, eyes fixed on the approaching speck that was the Marn's shuttle, responded, We've done everything we can to make sure of that. It's up to them now, and how we support their transition. Dr. Sullivan adjusted his glasses, his mind on the potential scientific partnerships. Their botanical knowledge alone could revolutionize our understanding of sustainable agriculture, he remarked, hopeful about the collaborative projects already planned. As the shuttle descended, a hush fell over the crowd. Dust billowed around the landing pads as the sleek silver craft touched down gently. The hatch opened slowly, revealing the Marn delegation led by Lon, who stepped forward with a cautious but graceful stride. Marcus stepped forward, offering a greeting in the Marn's fluid language, which he had been practicing for weeks. Welcome to Earth, friends, he said, his pronunciation careful but warm. Lon responded with a slight nod, his voice conveying a weary relief. Thank you, Captain Reed. We are grateful for your hospitality and hopeful for our new life here. The initial meeting was brief, but filled with symbolic gestures of friendship and cooperation. Marcus presented Lon with a gift, a collection of Earth's botanical seeds, a nod to the Marn's renowned agricultural skills. James, overseeing the logistics, spoke quietly to Marcus. We've arranged their temporary quarters nearby. It's equipped with Earth and Marn amenities, designed to help them acclimate. The group led the Marn to their new living area, where they would spend the next few months. The facilities were designed to mimic the Marn's home environment as closely as possible, with areas dedicated to their unique form of agriculture. Here, they would begin the slow process of integrating with human technology and culture. As the day unfolded, Lon and his people toured their new surroundings, visibly easing as they explored the greenhouses filled with plants from both Earth and their native world. Marcus and Dr. Sullivan discussed joint ventures, planning future exchanges and training sessions. By evening, the media had broadcast images of the Marn's arrival around the world, sparking a global conversation about Earth's newest residents and their future among humans. While there were voices of dissent and concern, the overwhelming public sentiment was one of curiosity and cautious optimism. As the stars came out, Marcus, James, and Dr. Sullivan sat together, reviewing the day. It's going to be a long road, Marcus admitted, watching the Marn mingle among their new plantings. But I think today was a good start. James nodded in agreement. Yeah, today we did more than just bring them here. We started building a bridge. And tomorrow, Dr. Sullivan added, we start walking across it together. The integration of the Marn into human society was a delicate process marked by cultural exchanges and learning opportunities for both species. Several weeks after their arrival, Marcus Reed had organized an event designed to showcase human and Marn cultures, held in a large community center near the Marn settlement in the Midwest. The event was bustling with activity, featuring booths of human and Marn cuisine, art, and technology. Marcus, accompanied by James and Dr. Sullivan, guided Lon and several other Marn through the displays, explaining various aspects of human culture. Here we have a selection of classical earth music, from Beethoven to the Beatles. Music is a vital part of our cultural expression, Marcus explained, noting Lon's interest in the soft melodies flowing from the speakers. Lon, in return, shared insights into Marn harmonic scales, which were complex and layered, reflecting their deep connection to sound and its emotional resonance. Our music is used to heal and teach. It's foundational in our education systems, Lon shared, his translucent skin glowing slightly under the event lights. At another booth, Dr. Sullivan enthusiastically discussed the potential medical collaborations. Your understanding of botanical compounds is advanced beyond ours. There's so much we can learn from each other, he said, pointing to a display of Marn medicinal plants alongside Earth's pharmaceuticals. Meanwhile, James led a group of Marn youths through a tech demo featuring the latest in Earth's renewable energy technologies. See, like your people, we're also working towards more sustainable living. Your solar membrane technology could significantly boost our efforts, he explained, showing them a solar panel infused with a prototype membrane developed through joint research. As the day progressed, Lon and Marcus sat down for a meal, a mix of Earth and Marn dishes laid out before them. Lon hesitated slightly at the sight of cooked meat, a staple in many human diets, but foreign and somewhat unsettling to the herbivorous Marn. Noticing Lon's discomfort, Marcus was quick to steer him towards the vegetarian options. I hope you find the plant-based dishes to your liking. We've included several made entirely from ingredients your people introduced to us, Marcus said, aiming to bridge the gap through food. Lon sampled a dish, his expression one of pleasant surprise. It's very similar to our fare, thank you, Marcus. We appreciate the lengths you've gone to make us feel welcome, he responded, his earlier hesitation giving way to curiosity. The event ended on a high note with a performance of Marn harmonic music followed by a human classical orchestra. The blending of the two styles in a final collaborative piece symbolized the growing understanding and respect between the two species. As they walked back to the settlement under the starlit sky, Lon turned to Marcus. Today was enlightening. I see now how your people thrive on diversity and strength, much like the Marn in our way. We may be more alike than different. Marcus nodded, pleased with the progress. It's about finding common ground, learning from each other, and building on that knowledge. We've taken great strides, but there's much more to do. The peace and progress of the Marn's integration into human society were abruptly challenged one crisp autumn morning. As Marcus and Lan walked through one of the newly established agricultural co-ops that demonstrated the successful merging of Earth and Marn farming techniques, an urgent message from Earth's Space Monitoring Agency interrupted their tour. Marcus checked his communicator, his face turning serious as he read the alert. Lan, we've detected a fleet of vorak ships on an approach vector to our solar system. It looks like they've tracked your people to Earth. Lan's expression grew tense, the color in his translucent skin dimming. We feared they might pursue us, but we hoped for more time to strengthen our defenses, he admitted, a note of worry in his voice. We've been preparing for something like this, Marcus reassured him, trying to maintain a calm demeanor despite the gravity of the situation. Let's meet with the Defense Council and plan our response. Back at the command center, an emergency meeting was convened with top military officials, Dr. Sullivan, James, and representatives of the Marn community. The room buzzed with tense energy as data from the monitoring stations was displayed, showing the advancing vorak fleet. General Williams, the head of Earth's defense forces, outlined the situation. Our radar systems have picked up at least 20 vorak warships. They're armed and moving fast. We estimate they'll be within striking distance within 3 days. James stepped up, presenting the defense strategies they had developed with the Marn's help. Thanks to the Marn's technology, our missile defense systems have been significantly upgraded. We've got better tracking and interception capabilities than ever before. Lon, representing his people, added, Our engineers are ready to assist in any way we can. Our knowledge of vorak technology may also provide us with an edge in disrupting their systems. Marcus, taking charge of the meeting, coordinated the planetary defense strategy. We'll deploy our fleet to these key points, he indicated on the map, creating a buffer zone to engage the vorak before they reach Earth. Lon, your people's expertise will be crucial in the control and command centers. As the plans were set in motion, Dr. Sullivan brought up an important point. We must also prepare for the worst-case scenario. Medical and emergency response teams need to be on high alert, and we should consider evacuations in high-risk areas. The next 2 days were a blur of preparations. Earth's forces, supplemented by Marn technology and expertise, readied themselves for the impending conflict. Marcus and Lon worked tirelessly, their collaboration a testament to the strong bond that had formed between their two species. On the eve of the anticipated conflict, Marcus addressed the combined Earth and Marn defense forces. His speech was broadcast globally, a message of unity and resilience. Today, we stand together, not just as allies, but as a family. The vorak seek to divide us, to conquer us, but united, we are more than they bargained for. Together, we will protect our home and each other. As Marcus finished, the assembled troops, human and Marn alike, responded with a resounding cheer, ready to face the challenge head-on. The unity and determination in their eyes reflected a shared resolve. Earth was their home now, and they would defend it together, whatever the cost. The dawn before the vorak's expected arrival was unsettlingly quiet. Marcus stood in the command center alongside Lon, James, and General Williams, monitoring the screens that displayed the approaching vorak fleet. The tension was palpable, a stark contrast to the usual dynamic buzz of the command hub. "The vorak fleet has entered our outer system," announced one of the technicians, his voice steady despite the strain. "They're advancing quicker than anticipated." General Williams adjusted his uniform, his demeanor grim but focused. "Deploy our forward units. Let's make sure our first line of defense holds them long enough to activate the missile intercept systems." James coordinated the fleet's deployment, sending out the commands to the various units stationed around Earth and its moon. "Fleet Units Alpha through Echo are moving into position. All eyes are on those screens. We need to react to their maneuvers instantly." Lon, meanwhile, worked closely with the tech team, integrating Marn technology into Earth's defense network. "We've set up the harmonic disruptors," he informed Marcus. "They should interfere with the vorak's navigation systems, disorienting them as they come into range." As the first vorak ships appeared on the main screen, a collective breath seemed to be held. Then, without hesitation, Earth's forces engaged. The battle that ensued was fierce, with both sides unleashing their full arsenals. The sky above Earth became a chaotic dance of light and destruction. Marcus commanded from the front, directing Earth's responses with precision. "Delta Squadron, move to intercept at grid Z15. Echo, provide covering fire for Beta's retreat. We need to hold them off at every point." The vorak were relentless, their ships sleek and menacing as they pierced through space towards Earth. However, the human Marn defense systems proved effective, the upgraded missiles and the harmonic disruptors wreaking havoc among the vorak fleet. Amidst the chaos, a vorak dreadnought broke through the defensive line, its cannons charging for a devastating blow. Lon spotted the imminent threat. "Marcus, that dreadnought must be stopped. It's aiming for the major cities." Reacting swiftly, Marcus ordered a concentrated attack. "Focus all available firepower on that dreadnought. We can't let it get a clear shot." Earth's fighters dove across the dreadnought's path, missiles and energy weapons colliding with the enemy vessel in a brilliant explosion that lit up the sky. The destruction of the dreadnought turned the tide momentarily in Earth's favor, and the human Marn forces pressed their advantage, pushing the vorak back with renewed vigor. As the hours passed, the vorak's numbers dwindled under the unyielding defense of Earth. Finally, with their fleet in disarray and their losses mounting, the remaining vorak ships began a full retreat. The command center erupted in cheers, though Marcus remained cautious. "Stay alert," he warned. "Monitor all sectors until we're certain they've withdrawn completely." As the last of the vorak ships disappeared from the sensors, General Williams turned to Marcus, a rare smile breaking through his usual stern expression. "Well done, Captain Reed. Today you and your team have saved millions of lives." Marcus nodded, his relief evident yet tempered with the knowledge of the cost. "We need to stay vigilant. The vorak know now what we're capable of, but they might return." Lon placed a hand on Marcus's shoulder, gratitude shining in his eyes. "Thanks to you, Earth stands strong, and the Marn have found not just a refuge, but a true ally." As the command center began to calm, the significance of their victory settled in. Earth had not only defended itself against a formidable foe, but had also cemented its place as a protector of the oppressed, alongside their new Marn family. The bond forged in battle was unbreakable, and together they looked to the future, ready for whatever challenges it might bring. After repelling the vorak assault, Earth's global community was both relieved and invigorated. The shared victory had unified humanity and the Marn in ways that diplomatic efforts alone could never have achieved. Marcus, Lon, and General Williams convened in the aftermath to evaluate the defense strategies that had proven successful and to prepare for the possibility of further conflicts. Today's victory was crucial, but we must be proactive about our next steps, Marcus stated, initiating the debrief in the main conference room, now bustling with military strategists and technical experts from both Earth and Marn contingents. Lan, looking over the data from the battle, pointed out specific areas where Marn technology had intercepted critical vorak maneuvers. Our harmonic disruptors were effective at disrupting their fleet's coordination. I suggest we enhance this technology and deploy it across all our defense satellites. General Williams, reviewing the tactical displays, nodded in agreement. That technology saved countless lives today. Let's prioritize its integration and expand our surveillance capabilities. We need to see them coming long before they reach our outer defenses. James, who had been coordinating the ground forces, added, "We also need to boost our planetary defenses. The vorak got too close this time. I'll oversee the installation of additional surface-to-air missile batteries around key urban centers." As they laid out their plans for fortification, Dr. Sullivan proposed expanding the collaboration to include civilian sectors. "There's a wealth of knowledge we've barely tapped into with the Marn. Let's set up more collaborative labs and think tanks, not just for defense, but to advance our combined sciences and technologies." The discussion then shifted to training and preparedness. Marcus emphasized the importance of joint training exercises between Earth's forces and the Marn militia. "We've fought well together, but we need to formalize our training programs. Integrated units respond more effectively, and we'll need that cohesion if or when the vorak return." Lon agreed, expressing his community's eagerness to contribute more actively. "Many of our younger members are motivated by the recent events to join the defense efforts. We'll coordinate with your academies to begin their training." With the meeting adjourned, Marcus and Lon stepped aside to discuss the broader implications of their newfound alliance. "Our people respect strength and courage," Marcus noted, "but they also respect compassion. Today we showed them the best of both worlds." Lon smiled, his mood lightened by the day's outcomes. "And in doing so, you've gained more than just allies. You've gained brothers and sisters in arms." In the weeks that followed, Earth and Marn worked tirelessly to implement the new strategies. Cities and colonies saw the installation of advanced defense systems, and the skies buzzed with joint patrol units, a constant reminder of their readiness to protect their shared home. As these initiatives took root, public sentiment towards the Marn shifted overwhelmingly positive. The former refugees were now seen as vital contributors to society, their presence bringing not only new resources and knowledge, but also a galvanizing spirit of universal brotherhood. The chapter closes on Marcus and Lon watching a joint training session where human and Marn forces trained together. "They're getting better every day," Lon remarked, pride evident in his voice. Marcus nodded, his eyes on the future. "Together, we're not just surviving, we're thriving. And whatever comes next, we'll be ready to face it, side by side." The days following the intensive fortification efforts saw a newfound peace settle over Earth. Marcus and Lon stood side by side, looking out from the operations center at the newly established defensive perimeter that now encircled the planet. The joint human-Marn defense network was not just a barrier against potential threats, but a symbol of their united stand against any who dared threaten their peaceful coexistence. "Looks like we've achieved more than just security enhancements," Marcus remarked, watching a squadron of mixed human-Marn fighters glide through a training drill high above. "We've built something lasting here, something that transcends the immediate threats." Lon, observing the seamless cooperation between the two species, nodded. "It is more than I hoped for when we first arrived. You've shown us that Earth is not just a refuge, it's a home. Our people are thriving here, contributing to a society that values them." As they conversed, an alert came through the communication system. General Williams requested their presence in the main conference room. With strides marked by a mix of anticipation and readiness, they made their way to the meeting. General Williams greeted them with a firm nod, his expression serious but with an underlying hint of optimism. We've just received confirmation. The vorak have not only halted their advance, but have also withdrawn to their territory. It seems the last encounter left them reconsidering their stance on Earth. A collective sense of relief washed over the room, but Marcus was quick to temper the excitement with caution. This is excellent news, but let's not lower our guard. We need to keep monitoring any vorak movements and continue our preparations. James, who had been deeply involved in the strategic defenses, added, "We'll keep the patrols frequent and our systems on high alert. If they think about coming back, they'll know what's waiting." Dr. Sullivan, always looking to the horizon, suggested, "This might be the right time to expand our joint efforts beyond military applications. We have an opportunity to lead by example, to show the galaxy that unity and cooperation can usher in eras of prosperity and peace." Inspired by the day's good news and the suggestions, Lon proposed an interstellar cultural exchange. Why not invite other civilizations to see what we've accomplished? A demonstration of our combined cultures and technologies could pave the way for broader alliances. With plans for the future taking shape, Marcus felt a profound sense of accomplishment. From refugees to partners to leaders, he mused aloud. "You've come a long way, Lon." Lon smiled, his eyes reflecting a deep appreciation for their shared journey. "And we couldn't have asked for better friends and allies. What we've built here will serve as a beacon to the galaxy." The chapter closes with Marcus, Lon, and the others attending a celebratory event that showcased the harmony between the Marn and humans. Cultural displays, technological exhibitions, and shared stories of unity filled the event, symbolizing a new chapter not just for Earth, but for potential allies across the stars. The sky above them, once a battleground, now played host to fireworks and light shows, a vibrant testament to their victory and enduring alliance. The Marn had found not only a new home, but a new family among the stars. As they looked ahead, it was with a renewed commitment to safeguard this bond and foster a future filled with hope for all beings, human and alien alike.